As you head north on the Silverado Trail, just past the turn for Con Creek, you see the sign on the right, actually the big boulder that says Rutherford Hill Road, and that will bring you up to the Rutherford Hill Winery. It's also the route up to Auberge du Soleil, the Catherine Hall Winery, and like that. But right now we're looking for the Rutherford Hill Winery. It's at the top of the Rutherford Hill Road, right off the Silverado Trail. Right across the way from here is the winery Quintessa over there behind the trees. It looks like a large arc of stone, kind of hard to miss. Rutherford Hill Road's directly across. It's a bit of a winding little road up here. It's really not as bad as it seems compared to a lot of the roads up here. You're going to go all the way up to the top of the road, past Auberge du Soleil. When you can't get any further, you're at Rutherford Hill Winery. As you come to the top of the road, you'll see the sign off there to the left. Rutherford Hill Caves, open 10 to 5, Cave Tours, Picnic Groves. And then there is the winery in front of you. It's a very, we're seeing on the end, but it's a very long building. And best of all, besides the very good wines, is the wonderful view from the picnic area. Which is especially beautiful this time of year because the leaves are turning in the vineyards. They call it the Oak Grove picnic area. This is the first day of December 2011, and there are still flowers blooming up here. Now, as the sign says, it is reserved for customers purchasing Rutherford Hill wine. So if you're not going to taste here, then go inside and buy a bottle of wine to have with your lunch. The picnic tables are wonderful. There's not a lot of picnic areas in Napa. There's a lot of restrictions on picnicking, but this is a great picnic area right here. Wonderful views of the valley below. In the summertime it can get very, very busy. Over here to the left you see the winery there behind the olive trees. And right across the way there, if this gets too packed up, right across the way there on that rise is another picnic area up on the hill. The views aren't quite as dramatic and it's a little bit of a hike up there. But when it's real busy here, that's very good to know about. That very rarely gets filled up. And speaking of olive trees, down below here there's another picnic area over there by that entranceway. We'll take a walk over there. This is the Olive Grove picnic area. And you can see what I mean. It's just a beautiful, beautiful area. Especially beautiful this time of year. The quality of the light's great. The wind just blew through here yesterday, knocked a lot of leaves down. But there's picnic tables all the way throughout this area. The summertime gives you a little bit of shade, not that much, but a little bit of shade. And like I said, it's right across from the entranceway to the winery, which is right over there. When you're at the parking area, the steps down are right here to the entranceway. A lot of times they do tastings for groups out in this outside area. This is a big winery for groups because it can handle large numbers. It's owned by the Terlato family, one of the big sponsors of Top Chef. Very good wines. They have one of the nicest tours in the valley. I oftentimes recommend it. It's currently about $20 a person with the tasting, but very well worth it. It's a great taste, a great tour, great staff. I'm here in the off season on an off day, so the tasting room is empty. This is very rare to see. They have a very nice little gift area. Nice spacious tasting room, U-shaped tasting bar. Very pretty, like I said, both inside and outside tasting areas. But that outside area is typically for groups coming in. And then it leads from here directly out into the winery, which is where the tour starts. One of the great things about the Rutherford Hill winery, besides their really good tours, is their garden. They always have these beautiful plantings throughout the area. It is the Terlatos. You know how the Italians love their plants, even when they're Italians from Chicago. Now these olive trees here have been planted since the building of the winery, but that olive grove where they have the picnic area was actually planted about 120, 130 years ago. They're not sure by whom, but when the property was bought, the wife of the owner made it her personal mission to bring them back and restore them. How cool is that? Rutherford Hill Winery. Now one of the cool things about the tour is that it goes into the caves. And they have, I think, 38,000 square feet of caves here. They're slightly older caves, but they're pretty neat. And for people who haven't been in caves, wine caves before, it's a nice experience. So, always, whenever possible, try to fit their tour in, because it is one of my favorites in the valley.